I got a light rant for y'all while I drive today. I'm really tired of you women, especially women who look like me, getting on the internet and representing for the masses.
Well, guys, this is School Will again, old type at least. I know in the past I said I wasn't going to try to tackle on a lot of this stuff I'm seeing on social media as far as women downrating and degrading men, regardless as to what race or ethnicity you might be. But I ran across this one young lady that, somewhat took the side of men. And I was kind of highly impressed how she came down on this one particular lady that really went off on this man for giving her $30 for a dinner date or a lunch date or whatever it was. So when I looked at it, I said, that's what my channel is about, discussions. So on this one, we're going to discuss the difference between, I guess it's the Gen Z generation, this generation in comparison with old school, and how we did things in our day. So I really can't resist this. I know I'm gonna get a lot of comments from you guys on my thoughts on this and how things are today in comparison. So I'm smiling because I know this is going to really go south real fast, but just wanted to change the platform up a little from all that really serious stuff. And, well, this is serious too, but let's go ahead and get into it, see how it comes out.
You do not represent me at all, a lot of you. Therefore, I was like, let me get on here and represent myself and those like me. Y'all sitting up here going viral every other day because of what y'all complain about, what y'all don't like in a man, what a man ain't giving you enough money for this or for that. I just heard some girl is viral because she was complaining about getting $30 for lunch. Baby, be thankful. First of all, I'm so sick of y'all bragging about how much y'all money y'all got and how y'all don't need a ninja, but then y'all complain constantly. That's $30 less than your meal. First of all, let's be clear. The real broke people is y'all. That's why y'all complaining. Because y'all over here looking for men to pay for things, but y'all want to disguise it as, oh, he's broke. No, baby, you're broke. You're broke.
This generation, they have I'm gonna be honest, they just have issues. They have some serious issues. When we came up, and I know a lot of you don't want to hear about how y'all did things in the past, but I guarantee you, looking at what's going on today, the past was a whole lot better. Usually when you met a person, you went out on a coffee date or you took a walk, and all of that was designed around, first of all, seeing if you're going to accept a coffee date or seeing if you're going to accept going to what women today would call a low-class restaurant, cheese factory, things of that nature, just to see if you're going to accept. And if you notice, there's a lot of old school people or men that are single and happy. Now, disclaimer, what I'm saying is not meant toward all women. There are a lot of good women out there. Lord knows there's a lot of good women out there. But the thing that I hate the most is, I won't say hate because that's too harsh of a word. The thing I dislike the most is the good women are not chastising these young ladies who think life is about money, or their exterior, putting up on all of this stuff that they put on. As we go through this video, I'm going to probably get your blood boiling because I'm going to really let loose here in a second. But let's go ahead and continue listening to this young lady.
And that's okay. I'm no rich woman myself, but at the same time, I'm not the one sitting here crying, complaining about getting $30 for lunch. I'm also not the woman sitting here saying that I don't need a man when I definitely do, and always will, and always have. So, and I enjoy it. I love that for me. But what
And that's another thing she just said. I mean, she seems to be quite honest. I guess she's come to grips with herself that it's not men that are the problem. Ladies, I know you're going to really hate what I'm about to say, but I think that, and as I said, it's not all women because there are a lot of good women out there, but the ones that are uh, all on social media and just taking it over are the ones that are the problems. You're not going to find a person 6'4", which I am, by the way. You're not going to find a person who's really in the 6 or 7 figures. I'm not going to discuss that one. Or if you do find one, I guarantee what they're looking at, they're not looking at your exterior. They're looking at what's inside your brain upstairs up there. They're looking at your attitude. They're looking at how you carry yourself. They're looking at all the stuff that you've, aftermarket products that you apply to yourself. And they want to find out if you're really a genuine person. That's how it was in old days. When I got married, that's how we did it. We dated. I mean, we became friends first. We dated, and if things went well, then we took it even a step further. But women today, you're delusional. Y'all are in fantasy world. You think life revolves around all this stuff you see on television with the basketball wives or football wives or whoever these wives are, and the Kardashians and all of these people who have already gotten rich off of you. And that's another topic too, because you follow the wrong people. You're following people who already made it off of your back. But y'all need to get a life. It's not the men that are really not most of the men. You have to understand too that you may not like men because of the men you chose in life. No one had a gun to your head and made you make that decision as far as the men or bad men that you got yourselves wrapped up with, and then you try to take it out on later on down the line on the other good men that are out there. Trust me, the smart good men, they're already turned on to what's going on. That's why they are turned off to women. But let's continue on.
I don't understand is why are we complaining? Like, why are we ungrateful for $30? Why are we so on our high horse? You are that egotistical. Like, let's be clear too. Oh, let's get into it now. You're speaking to someone who was a waitress for over a decade. So I know the patterns of people's spending habits. If you've eaten there, I've worked there. Not as far as places, but as far as caliber of places. We've worked at drive-thrus. We've worked at casual dining. We've worked at fine dining. We've worked at country clubs, however you want to go. I've never worked in a strip club or anything like that. But
And that's something else. I would date a woman that was a waitress or a woman that took care of herself or really had high standards before I would date a person who's a CEO making 6 or 7 figures. And that's another thing, ladies. You go out there and you get all these high class degrees and you make your 6 and 7 figures, and you think that because you have all of that, that's going to attract men. Good men aren't interested in that for the simple reason good men know how to survive. They know how to provide. They know how to make decisions. They know about all this nonsense that's going on with you ladies and this social media and your wannabe lifestyles. You're not going to find a person who's in 6 figures that's interested in you, and you think it's because of your exterior. You're sadly mistaken. It is not about that. As I stated before, it's about what's inside, not outside.
Country clubs, any level of dining, pretty much I've done it. So I'm very aware of spending habits of all races of people. And please, let's not pretend black women like we're just balling, okay? Because I definitely see the difference of how you order when you're on a date versus you order when you're paying for yourself, or out with your friends and you're asking for 4 split checks and asking me to split appetizers and leaving me $2. But that's a conversation for another day. I just want to understand why we are so ungrateful, and why are we acting like it's not hard out here, and why are you not grateful of what a man provides? Like, when did we lose the sight of intention?
And that was another thing. I'll give you a little short story about when I was dating uh, decades ago. I had found this young lady that I was kind of interested in on a dating site, and called her up and said, "Hey, you want to go out for lunch?" So we went over to Boudreaux's. That's a good seafood restaurant here in the Houston area. And a long story short, when she got there, she wasn't bad looking, but her attitude and her demeanor was just off the charts. I remember after we had ordered, and the waiter had brought the stuff to the table. She took her shoes off at least, and next thing I know, she had her shoes propped up on the seat across from me. When I saw that, I just raised my hand and said, "I need my check and a to-go box." And I put my stuff in a to-go box, and I just left. And that's go parallel with what we're somewhat seeing nowadays. Is ladies, it's not all about you. I hear all this stuff about you are the table. I mean, you don't understand what that means about what are you going to bring to the table. If a man is at peace with himself, why does he want to wrap himself around drama? That makes absolutely no sense, because that leads to a shorter life. And most men nowadays, that's why they're getting their passports and leaving. They're trying to find a traditional woman. Let's face it. It's hard to find a traditional woman in the United States. And that's why so many guys are just packing their bags. And now that they see the light, they said, "Hey, see, I've had enough of this."
There's a big difference between a man who is a millionaire giving you $500 versus a man who makes a modest wage, making $40K a year, giving you $500. I would much rather get it from the man making the less money, because that shows intentions. Like, why do we not respect people going to work and even wanting to spend $30 on your big... I had to catch myself for a second. But yeah.
Ladies, if you hadn't noticed, this lady here is the type of woman that I would definitely be seeking. I mean, I realize I'm a couple of years older than her, but if I had my choice, this is what we're looking for, ladies. A woman that has a level head on her, who's not materialistic, who understands the value of a dollar, and who's not all wrapped around her other girlfriends who don't have a man themselves. And that one I'll never understand either, why you try to get advice from a person who's already in the same boat that you're in. But I digress on that one.
I'm so thankful if somebody wants to send me $30 to go towards my lunch, whether that pays for the whole lunch or not. Guess what? That pays for an entree. That pays for 2 to 3 drinks, depending on where you go. I just don't understand, like, the lack of gratitude. And then you want to put somebody down and call them broke, as if we're not all equal and a part of the human race. Like, that's your brother you talking about. That's somebody's son. That's somebody's grandson. Somebody's son. Somebody's uncle. Somebody's brother. Like, that person matters to somebody, and you gonna disregard the fact that they want to spend their hard-earned money on you. I don't care if it's $5. That's $5 that they did not have to give to you, that they could have kept to themselves, and they gratefully passed on to you. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, oh, we should just settle and accept the bare minimum. Please don't start with that crap. But I'm just saying, I don't understand. Like, $30 is more than enough for lunch. Like, I don't get it. You can go to Cheesecake Factory. You can get a salad and a lemonade, like and have a little bit of money or however much to still be able to tip 20%. Like,
You see, you just heard the outline she had. This lady has this young lady has a head on her shoulders and has the beauty to go with it. But well, she would mention Cheesecake Factory, which is a turn off to probably quite a few women out there. But you don't understand. Men today, you better start checking these women, especially the ones that are wrapped up in this 6 feet, six pack, and who that other one, six figures, because they are. That's not gonna. That lifestyle is not gonna last long. Because no one, I never heard anybody talking about retirement since you're spending all this money now and you're trying to keep up with the Joneses. Uh, just like that's why there was a record made by that. But it's not going to work. It is not going to work. And as I said, ladies, the reason why you can't find a good man is because they're not trying to find you. I don't care how good looking you look. Because once you open up your mouth, it tells that man a lot about you and who you are. Because this young lady here, you can use her as a template as to what you should be doing instead of what all of these other women are doing. The twerking and all this other nonsense and body counts and all this other stuff I'm seeing on social media. But this is the woman you can use as a template.
4 split checks and asking me to split appetizers and leaving me $2. But that's a conversation for another day. I just want to understand why we are so ungrateful and why are we acting like it's not hard out here, and why are you not grateful of what a man provides? Like, when did we lose the sight of intention? There is a big difference between a man who is a millionaire giving you $500 versus a man who makes a modest wage, making $40K a year, giving you $500. I would much rather get it from the man making the less money because that shows intentions.
That's right. That shows you the character of that man too. He's there to provide until to the finish line of life. He's not there to splurge every dime and dollar out there trying to show off and show your friend, oh, I got this and I got that. Yeah, but how long are you going to have that? Because when retirement day comes around and that bank account is down to about $5 to $10 after all of those hundreds of thousands of dollars you spent throughout your lifespan, you're not going to be ready for retirement. Mom always said this is a thinking person's world. And today, most women do not know how to think. They live for today and forget about tomorrow. But when tomorrow comes and you're not prepared for it, you will be on that welfare line, or even worse than that. But it's your choice and your decision.
Like, why do we not respect people going to work and even wanting to spend $30 on your big... I had to catch myself for a second. But yeah, I'm so thankful if somebody wants to send me $30 to go towards my lunch, whether that pays for the whole lunch or not. Guess what? That pays for an entree. That pays for 2 to 3 drinks, depending on where you go. I just don't understand, like, the lack of gratitude. And then you want to put somebody down and call them broke as if we're not all equal and a part of the human race. Like, that's your brother you talking about.
And women like to hear about their ratings. Everyone thinks they're a 10. Ladies, this is a 10 right here, and it's not because of what she looks like. It's because of what she says and her attitude and her demeanor. This is what men are seeking, whether y'all realize it or not. It's not all that other nonsense. I've heard on here about women wanting a $100,000 engagement ring. Do you realize how far $100,000 ago on buying a home, getting your life started, or stuff like this? That wedding only lasts a few hours, and then after that, you're out of all of that money, which is flushed down the drain because you're trying to make friends and family think you have what you don't have, or if you do have it, you're not going to have it for long.
somebody's son. That's somebody's grandson, somebody's son, somebody's uncle, somebody's brother. Like, that person matters to somebody, and you gonna disregard the fact that they want to spend their hard-earned money on you. I don't care if it's $5. That's $5 that they did not have to give to you, that they could have kept to themselves, and they gratefully passed on to you. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, oh, we should just settle and accept the bare minimum. Please don't start with that crap. But I'm just saying, I don't understand. Like, $30 is more than enough for lunch. Like, I don't get it.
I get it. I really get it. Ladies, if you can go out there and you can pick out the right outfit that you love and shoes and have your hair fixed up nice and you're in complete control of yourself when you do all of that, why is it so difficult for you to pick out a decent man? Good question, right? And then when you pick out the bad man, because either Pookie or Ray Ray, as y'all call it, and you're bitter toward every man that comes after him, even the good ones that you're letting fly by you. But like I said, I think it's really too late for most women, because now that men have awakened, it's like waking a sleeping giant, they don't want to have any part of what's going on here in the States. That's why the passport bro movement and all this other stuff that you seeing happening is for real. And guess what? It's picking up steam. And it's not turning around, because these guys are seeing that, hey, what I have been looking for used to be here in the States, but it's here no longer. It's overseas. So that's one thing you ladies should be really, really afraid of. You're going to hit that brick wall, and you're going to have a house full of cats. So go ahead and invest in that cat food stock or whatever you're going to need to do, because it's coming.
Go to Cheesecake Factory, you can get a salad and a lemonade, and have a little bit of money or however much to still be able to tip 20%. Like, it's not like you'll definitely have enough money to tip 20% plus. Yeah, so I just don't understand, like, why do you expect men who don't even know if they like you yet to be coming out the gate just because you look good and supposed to be spending their hard-earned money on you? Like, what? Like, I don't mind a coffee date. I've been on coffee dates. I've been on full-fledged first date crazy dinners. The point is, I don't discriminate. Like, you're there to get to know a person. Like, and that, man, I could go on and on about this. It's funny too, because, not to get off topic, but a lot of people, they like to glorify and talk about and praise certain things that certain people have gotten, but they don't want to do the work to get it. Like, for example, people will talk and be like, oh yeah, like someone like a Savannah James or somebody is so lucky because of, being married to LeBron. But what they don't realize is the women who get those fairy tale endings a lot of times, it's the woman who wrote when the guy had nothing. Like Aisha Curry, like they've been together since they were kids. Like, I wish I could give more multicultural examples. But
and see, that's where that friendship comes in at. That's where that coffee date comes in at. You're getting to know that person. Just like the basketball players you were just speaking of, they grew up together and they learned about each other, and they got their lives together, their future together. But today, it's all about the Benjamins. Everybody wants that $1 million man that doesn't exist. It's like chasing that, what's that thing they call a unicorn? You're not going to ever catch one. And the way things are today, you're not going to even catch the middle class guy, because they're smartening up and they're realizing it is not worth it. The peace of mind is a very precious thing, and men are really beginning to understand that. Not only that, they're beginning to understand what traveling outside this country is all about. It's a totally different world out there. Lord knows I know, because I've been to quite a few places.
Those are the ones that come to mind, because I don't want to make it just like, oh, it's just a problem in our community, because it's not. It's just, I just don't understand, like people just being so on their high horse, so narcissistic, so egotistical, to where they think they're too good, to where $30 isn't enough. And the funny thing is, not to again get off subject, but half of y'all don't even look that good. Y'all don't even look to the level of what y'all are requiring. And like, y'all should be really lucky and grateful that this country has ruined the way we relate and ruined the way we love each other so much,